Well, I hope you're staying warm. As I film this, we have been stuck inside now for 5 days because of snow, really because of ice. I got out yesterday, tried to drive. Bad idea. So anyway, I hope that if you're stuck in the snow, that you're getting a lot of quilting done, just having a lot of fun. We're going to take a look at some quick baby quilts using layer cake bundles for really busy quilters. If that's you, can you just raise your hand for me and go, yep, super busy. Um, Sometimes it's just hard, right? So we're going to look at 5 baby quilt patterns. I'm going to start from easy. Okay, so if you're newer to making baby quilts, then you'll be like, okay, I think I can do that. I love layer cakes because fabric's already pre-cut. You really can just get a lot out of one or really make super simple quilts. So here's number 1. If you're a beginner, this is one of my favorite patterns. Like anybody else, like just simple, super simple. The great thing about baby quilts for 99.9% of us, we can finish it. You can see here they've done lines across. They've just done this on a domestic sewing machine. So instead of needing a fancy machine or all the things, you can literally just sew diagonals or you can go up and down depending on your fabric. But this is a really super simple baby quilt. So, and you could just pick a really gorgeous layer cake bundle and it would be so simple. Okay, this one's a little more complicated, but if you take apart all of the pieces, it's not so bad. Okay, it's just cutting a lot of squares. If you have an AccuQuilt or if you have a Cricut machine, that makes it really easy. Another really great trick for cutting squares is just like do it over a week or so. So put it on a table, maybe somewhere like your dining room table or somewhere where you walk by a lot. And then like every time you get a few minutes, just go in and cut a few squares. And before you know it, you'll be ready to sew. So, but this one's just all the squares, all the sashing, which is the middle white. It's just making them into bigger squares. So super simple, great for a beginner. Okay. I think this one is just funky and fun. Maybe a little bit, definitely a little bit more complicated. But another one where I would go in and I would cut my fabric and just have a pile of all the stuff I needed. And then as I sit down to sew, then I just grab from my pile. Okay, because all this is just a lot of squares, a lot of rectangles that you're then going to put and then sew together. Okay, so if you have a stack, I think it is easier to kind of lay it out first to kind of check like what you want it to look like. But this one would be perfect for scrap fabric. Okay, if you have a ton of scraps, you can see here they've got yellows and turquoise and blues and this really fun. It does look like the border of that larger square is all the same across the entire quilt. So that might be where you go to your favorite quilting store or order from Fat Quarter Shop and get you that material. But the rest of it, honestly, if you just color match it, could just be scrap fabrics. Okay, so easy, so stinking easy to do. So I would definitely take a look at that. And you may see, like I've got numbers on here. We're going to go back through these and I just want you to tell me which one's your favorite. Okay, which one's your favorite? I love to hear what you guys just like what your ideas are. So, okay, number 4. This one is a variation of number 2. Okay, it just has a little bit more sashing. Here's the thing, okay? If you're like, Connie, I do not like the look of that white smack in the middle of my square. then you know what? Adjust it. Okay? I would take this one and just do the white sashing around the square, and I would take the one that looks like a little cross-side cross. I would take it out. Okay? I'm not crazy, just not, about the ones in between all of the colored squares. But that's easy to fix. I just figure out what size that is and just cut out that square. And this would become such an easier quilt to make. Okay, so, and here's the great thing. This community is amazing in answering questions. So if you're like, I like that, but I don't like XYZ. Okay, then come in the comments, say it, and then let us kind of help you figure out, like how to adjust that. There are some ladies in this community that have been quilting for 40, 50 plus years, I'm going to say, just from the comments. And so if you're newer and you're like, I don't know if I love that, the other place that I will get help from is my local quilt shop. If you have one of those, they are usually so amazing. Okay, now I can't say that for everyone. We have 2, 3 here. I'm in West Texas. I think we have 3 in this town. There's one in particular I love, and like literally I'll go in. They're amazing at helping me figure out fabrics. They're amazing at giving me some different ideas. So if you're like, I love this quilt, but gosh, that part looks hard, go in and talk to people who have been quilting forever. Okay, they're probably at that age where they love simple. Okay, so they're going to be like, girl, all you need to do is XYZ. Okay, and that's the great part of having a quilt shop in your community. But if you don't, ask. Okay, we'll try to answer it the best that we can with the knowledge that we have. But this one, you could take out the whites in the squares and it would be so simple. So simple. And if you're like, I don't really love the white or the cream, go get a sashing that you love. Okay, this really would make a great scrap fabric quilt. I mean, truly. Okay, so anyway, that's number 4. And we'll go back to them in just a second because I do want you to vote. Okay, but before we leave, okay, before I go, I just have to remind you that every single month I do a fabric giveaway. This is usually vintage fabric that I have found at an estate sale. I love going to estate sales. There's a directory online that you can look up your community normally, and so a lot of times you can see fabric. If it's a quilt, like if it's a quilter's estate sale, get there early the first day because the fabric will be gone more than likely. The quilters all show up. So, but it's super fun. This is a vintage. You can't buy it anywhere. Super cute. It's gorgeous in person. Somebody's gonna win this. And then the one for February is also really super cute. So, but it's a new one every month. So you'll just have to check and see what the monthly one is. Okay, all the patterns are in the description. So make sure that you check that out along with the fabric giveaway. Okay, you just click that link and then it'll take you there. Tells you how to sign up. So let's vote. Okay, we've got 4, 3. So many of these are so great for scrap fabrics. 2. And number 1. Great beginner one. Okay, so let me know in the comments which one's your favorite. As you're over there looking at the patterns, make sure that you sign up for the fabric giveaway. Okay, and we'll see you in the next video.